Hey everybody, this is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous good-looking friends. Today I wasn't going to do a video, but then I just saw this piece on GB News with Lady C, and Lady C giving a little bit more information and tea about Meghan's political ambitions. Take a listen.
I have been hearing in the last 36 hours that Gavin Newsom has been harassed by Meghan to such an extent for her putting forward her idea that they should allow her to step into Dianne Feinstein's shoes, which would incidentally give her access to the Intelligence Committee, because that goes along with the seat, and Dianne Feinstein is a member of the Intelligence Committee. And he's got so fed up with her persistence that he has given instructions that her calls are not to be received and not to be passed on to him. And he has personally blocked her from his mobile phone.
Do you guys understand how important that information is? We essentially have averted a crisis. I've said this from the very beginning. Meghan Markle is a very dangerous person. If she was given any kind of power within our government, as we've clearly seen how she has abused her global platform, she no doubt would abuse the system and abuse the people. This would be the last committee any of us would want to see Meghan Markle sitting on. I could see why Meghan reached out to Kirsten Gillibrand, who is my senator from New York, who doesn't respond back to her constituents. In Meghan Markle reaching out to her, asking for the cell phone numbers of people like Susan Collins, who is also on this committee. This committee in particular is the committee introduced by Michael Bennet of Colorado, this bill to establish another federal agency to provide oversight and regulation across all digital platforms. Now, I have spoken about this and told you how dangerous this is, because essentially now this is violating not only the First Amendment right, but it's violating now the Fourth Amendment right, which protects American citizens from any unreasonable search and seizure. That includes protecting emails and your online conversations and activities. The government cannot come in and search your information without your permission. And with this bill being introduced, they're not going to have to ask for your permission, because this agency would have authority over that. In addition, it makes the recommendation for other federal agencies to collaborate with them in order to hand down or pass down judgment on people with the enforcement and assistance of any federal agency, including and putting at the forefront of all of this, the FTC. I don't know about you, but last week, witnessing not only the FTC's testimony and the FBI, as well as the IRS, shows the corruption within these agencies run deep. These are the agencies that are working on behalf of our country's leadership that has been destroying the country. This is my senator who doesn't even want to take the time to respond back to its constituents in answering a simple question as to why she felt it was appropriate to give a member of the royal family, the Duchess of Sussex, personal cell phone numbers of other senators in Congress, so she can push the Democratic agenda of paid parental leave, even though we have a crisis here in New York with these migrants, as you can see here. This happens almost on a daily basis outside my window. I never thought I would have to say this, but I'm getting to a point where I want to leave New York. To say that breaks my heart, because I love New York. This is where I'm from. But the people in power in DC who are representing this state do not care about the people. You know, it becomes the question of, why am I paying all these taxes for programs that don't seem to benefit any of the residents of New York City, but instead benefit the migrants who are bringing drugs to my neighborhood? But going back to this, thank God Gavin Newsom is freezing Meghan Markle out, because can you imagine If this was allowed and Meghan slid into Dianne Feinstein's seat, could you imagine the threat that Meghan Markle would be on American citizens if she was allowed to be a part of this intelligence committee? Not only would she be furthering her agenda to silence and control anything that anyone says about her, I'm sure she would have all of us locked up if she could. But let's not forget that she's the type of person who would sell our secrets and our information to our worst enemies just to line her pockets. Even though Meghan Markle's political dreams and aspirations seem to be extinguished by the Democrats, you never know with what this woman would do. And in my opinion, if she wants to get somewhere, she's going to do whatever it takes, even if it means she has to cheat her way into a position. So I wouldn't take my eyes off of her yet in this area. I'm glad to see that there are Democrats who are standing up to this. However, still be careful and still be cautious because of how dangerous it could be if this woman gets into a position and has this type of power and control. Just think about that, and I'll leave you with that. Anyhow, as always, I will be back with more content, but until then, please be safe, and I will talk to you later. Bye!
Bye! It was such a fraud.